Hey guys, it's me, Sam here today, and I wanted to play with some Unearthly cosmetics. I picked this up during Valentine's, but then I recently just picked up some of their Multichrome gels and some of their new blushes, and I did put them in this compact that I actually picked up as well. I actually picked up a set of lashes and a couple of the lipsticks because they are going out of stock, and I do love this formula, so if you are interested in any of the colors that they have, I highly suggest picking them up. But I'm gonna wear the shade Samantha today, and yeah, if you're interested, let's get started. If you're new to my channel, I would greatly appreciate it if you would hit the subscribe button so you can come back and see more content with me. I love makeup. Makeup is my therapy, and if you feel the same way, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. So let's get started. I already did on my face base, my eyeshadow primer, everything like that, so that we could get right into it. For the Valentine's collection, it did come out with an eyeshadow palette, a highlight, and two blushes, and I only picked up the highlight because the two blushes looked very cool tone, or one was slightly warmer but looked too light for me, and the other one was more cool tone. That was the one that looked more like something that would fit my complexion. But this is the highlight in bow and arrow. The lights always make it look slightly different, but here we go. It's like a pink with like a gold sparkles in there. Very pretty. And then I picked up 3 of the blushes that they just came out with. This one is Burst, I'm pretty sure, because the names are on the back of the pans, but obviously I've already put them in the thing. So that's Burst. What else we got? I believe this shade is Punch, and it looks kind of purple in camera. I don't know why, but it's like super hot pink. You can see there. Let's swatch that. Oh, you can tell on my hand. It's very, very hot pink. And then the last one I got was Pop, which is the purple one. And that looks true to color. It's weird how that looked odd, and we'll swatch that right here, kind of next to each other. They're different enough. It does like pull a little pink, but I think they're different enough. So yeah, we're gonna use the eyeshadow palette. So let's swatch the eyeshadow palette. This is the Sleepover palette, and then I will swatch the Multichromes. I only picked up 3 because honestly I don't need all of them. I bet if you go to Bad to the Brows channel, she probably has swatches of all of them. She tends to get a lot of PR from Unearthly Cosmetics, so you might want to check her out in case she got them as PR. If not, she usually purchases whatever she can't get in PR. So this is the Sleepover palette. I've seen a couple people use this, but not too many people my complexion. So we'll dip into this. Let's swatch really quick. So this first shade I'm swatching is Beloved. And then you can tell it's a pink shade with a little bit of purple. Then we have Sleepover, black with a pink sparkle, and then we have Bouquet, which is like a pink with a gold shift. Let's swatch those and pull away a little bit just so that it looks a little bit more accurate. There we go. All right, let's swatch the next 3. So then we have Stay In, Laughter, and Sweetheart. Looks really beautiful. So there we go. Stay In, Laughter, and Sweetheart. I'm super excited. I'm gonna have Flirty, Cuddles, and Satin, which looks a lot like the highlighter. I'm going to swatch that again right next to it so we can kind of compare it. So that's the shade I want to compare to the highlight, because it does, you can see that gold shift in there, but it is like a light pink. So I want to see how that compares to the highlight. All right, so let's swatch this highlight again. They're very similar. This is like just slightly more pink and less gold. I almost wish this was the highlighter because it's more gold, and because this has a lot more of a pink base, that was the eyeshadow, because I wouldn't mind putting that as a highlight just for my complexion. You know, even though it's a pink with a gold, I know it's going to pull a little bit more cool tone on me, which my skin is very warm, so sometimes that can create a cast, you know what I mean? But we will see. So let's swatch these Multichrome gels. I also want to mention that I'm going to swatch them next to my Carla Cosmetics Multichrome gels. I only have two that have Lullaby and Snooze, and hopefully they're not dried out because they're so old. But I'm going to swatch them next to it. These were quite expensive and took a while to come in because they're a UK brand, but you're getting a ton of product. These are less, but they're also more affordable, so we'll see how that goes. So this first one, I also want to note that the name of the shades are not on the jars, so I'm probably gonna have to peel this sticker here and put it on the jar so I can remember which one is which. So they do have like the little lid on there. And don't tip them over, they're super liquidy, I could just tell, or viscous. So this one is PC1, and you can see when I move it around how shifty it is. This is one that I don't think I can compare to one of my others because it spreads really easily and stays pretty opaque. Hope you can see all the shifts in there. So they're very like sparkly and shifty, go on super easy, yet still really opaque. So that's pretty cool. Let's try the next one, which is MC5. You can clearly see the fuchsia and the green. There's some yellow in there. I don't know if we can catch it. Let's swatch this out. And it has like orange as well. There you go. I want to swatch that next to Snooze from Carla Cosmetics. Okay, my Snooze isn't dried out, but my Lullaby isn't dried out, but my Snooze is. So this is a Lullaby by Carla Cosmetics. Alright, so this is Snooze from Carla Cosmetics, and it's a little dried out, but you can see they're very similar. And then this is a Lullaby from Carla Cosmetics. So I'm going to swatch that next to MC6 from Unearthly. And you can see, whoa, blue, fuchsia. So I feel like this is similar to Lullaby from Carla. Yeah, extremely similar. So I would say if you haven't bit the bullet to purchase any of the Multichromes from Carla Cosmetics, just based on swatches, you can pick up these from Unearthly. They're a little bit more affordable. You're not getting as much product, but to be honest, like if you're not wearing Multichromes every single day, then it's probably better, because otherwise you're gonna end up with a result like me with my Carla Cosmetics that dried out, because I don't use those all the time. And I have Multichrome eyeshadow formulas that are in powder form, so that I tend to reach for those over a liquid or cream kind of Multichrome. So just keep that in mind. All right, for the look, I think the first shade I really want to go in with is this shade Flirt. I'm not crazy about cool tone pinks, so to be frank, I'm like a little hesitant to go into this shade here, so I'm not going to. I'm just gonna go into Flirty, and I'm gonna take a big fluffy brush, and we're gonna go right here where I usually like to place, and I'm using the mirror from the palette. These are so good. This is not my first time trying Unearthly cosmetics. I did a video trying them for the first time. I want to say it was the end of last year. But it might have been January of this year. It was the Fall Magic palette, and it was absolutely beautiful. And I got a lot of use out of that. I actually picked up a couple other palettes, but I haven't used them just because I was trying to focus on palettes to shoot videos for, and I went through like a little period of time where I wasn't wearing any makeup because I was having a little seasonal depression there. Thank God the weather is getting nicer and my mood is kind of started to get better. That's absolutely beautiful. It blended out beautifully and the color is gorgeous. All right, I'm gonna take a smaller fluffy brush, and then we're gonna go into the shade Sweetheart, which is this one right here, and I want to take that into my crease a little. Ooh, that is bright. Not mad at it. Now I want to go into Sleepover, into the outer corner with a super small brush. And this is a black with glitter, so hopefully we don't see the glitter everywhere, but I'm kind of counting on it. Just the nature of those kinds of shadows. Yeah, and you can see I got a little fallout here. So I think just because I feel like there's slightly more shifts, I want to go in with MC5 and put that on the lid. Honestly, I'm going to use this little top piece and just take product off of that with a very tiny soft small brush and go on the lid. Now I have to kind of like tilt because of my hooded eyes. I can't just do it like this, so I have to kind of like tilt my head back and brush it on. And hopefully this dries fairly quickly so that I'm not holding an awkward position. And I looked up and I don't see any crazy creasing. kind of just dragging the edges so it can kind of blend. You can see that. Okay, hopefully this dries really quick, but you can see when I look forward that it's slightly above my hood so that you can still see it when my eyes are open. I feel like they're already dry, honestly. They're slightly tacky, I can kind of tell, but like for the most part, I'm good. I don't feel like I have to babysit it, which is quite nice. And I feel like actually this was the perfect color to use with this, what I used on my eyes. Now I want to use a Laughter, which is that middle shade, as my inner corner highlight. The gold sparkles in there is a little dark. I think I can kind of pull it off, but if you're lighter than me, I don't know how that will work as an inner corner for you, because the gold shift in that shade goes on a little dark. Those are so pretty, like it makes me want to pick up more for sure. I hope she carries these for a while, because every once in a while, you know, brands discontinue certain products. I hope she does not discontinue these, because I also don't want to grab a whole bunch in case they dry up. I'd like the opportunity to later purchase additional ones. So let's go into the blush, and I think for obvious reasons I might want to go in with, I'm not going to use Burst because that's a little bit more red. Do we want to use Punch or do we want to use Pop? I think I'm going to go with Punch just because it's obvious. And let's find a good brush. I'm using this blush brush from Luxie, and in case you're curious, it's the 739 large angle face brush. I like it because it has this like little divot, which is like perfect, and it's kind of it's not that dense, so it's nice and soft, especially for pigmented shadows. I kind of like this better. So you can be kind of safe, because look at that. Oh no. That is insanity. Let's try to look at that one little dot. Can you see it? I'm like scared to like touch my skin. All right, let's just put it on and then see if how well it buffs out. It looks beautiful. I really like the brand, and the owner comes off really, really nice on Instagram. She does a lot of lives, and you know, you want to support the small brands, and her palettes are so cool. One of my favorite things is like the artwork on her packaging is just like top notch. My daughter draws things that are not like exactly like this, but pretty similar, and I just think it's so awesome. So like, yeah, I just intrigued. So normally I wouldn't pick up a blush like that, but surprisingly, like it goes on and you're like, holy crap, how the hell am I gonna get that blended out? But it actually blends really nicely. Definitely would say go in with a light brush, or like a brush that doesn't pick up a lot of product, or but it does blend out. Now I get nervous because I usually like to do one little dupe and then put it all over my face, but I'm like, one little dupe did this, so I don't know, maybe that much would be okay to put like on the nose and the forehead. I don't want to look like a Rudolph. But I do like that look. Okay, I think we're doing all right. I think I figured it out. All right, let's try the highlight. I have my little Wet n Wild brush. I'm nervous about this highlight because I feel like it may be a little too icy. Can you see that? It's pink with gold, but it's like more pink. It has a very strong pink base, so I feel like it may give me a little cast. And her stuff is so pigmented. I feel like it looks pretty. It does accentuate texture a little bit. I don't know if you can see, like, little bit of texture here. It's like normal texture, but still, like, it on this side you can't really see it. I'm sure I have the exact same thing going on here, but you can't really tell because there's no highlight there. But most highlighters do emphasize texture, so I mean, some more than others, but yeah, it's very pretty. The highlighter is better than I thought it was going to be, because I thought it was going to be pulling icy. I was going to get a cast, but no, it looks really quite pretty. Now let's finish the look with the lipstick. I'm going to wipe off the gloss. All right, I don't really have much on my lips left, I guess. I thought I had gloss still left. So this is the satin lipstick in the shade Samantha, and it is also pink. Let's test swatch on the hand. Looks pretty red. I feel like it low-key smells like fruit punch. I'm not sure if it was supposed to smell like that, but it's bright, but it is pretty. I don't think that it necessarily goes with this look. All right, I'm gonna put on the lashes, and I'm not gonna do it on camera because I'm really bad at it. And then we will talk about the look all encompassing and tell you about all the things that I'm feeling. Alright, so this is the final look, and these are with the lashes in the style Immortal. I think they're really beautiful, way more dramatic than I would normally go for. My eyes are a little downturned too, so I tend not to like lashes that flare at the end because it's like, to keep my eyes looking lifted, I almost have to pull it further from my actual eye shape. And then I'm not that good with liner and all that, so whatever. I'm getting a little too much in there. They're beautiful. They were easy to put on. I just don't think the style is for me. As far as all the products that I used, I was really happy. The palette, the Sleepover palette, I had no problems with the mattes. Granted, the only shimmer I used was this one, Laughter, in the inner corner. It went on beautifully. The Multichrome eyeshadows, absolutely stunning. Dry very quickly. So if you have hooded eyes, they're actually pretty easy to use. And the blushes are gorgeous. They're pigmented, but they blend out nicely. Just obviously be careful and go in with a light hand, but if you're my complexion or darker, these are A+. And then the highlighter from the Sleepover collection, I like it. It's not bad. Is it my favorite highlighter? No. I just feel like it does emphasize texture a little more than I would like. But overall, the color looks great on my skin, and I can't really complain too much about highlighter emphasizing texture because a lot of times that's what they do. Like 9 times out of 10, all of them emphasize texture, but some of them just tend to go on a little bit smoother. And this one is a little bit more, I think, because it has so much sparkle in it. it does reflect the light a little bit more, so then you're gonna see a little bit more of the texture. The lipstick, I already know I love these lipsticks. I had Jeanette and I think the other one was Kaylana already, and then I picked up this shade Samantha, and I picked up the shade Mandy, which is like that green olive shade. I haven't used that one yet, but I do love this formula. It's super comfortable, super pigmented, long lasting. I absolutely love it. I cannot believe that she is discontinuing it. That's insane to me, but if you can get your hands on it before they're gone for good, I hope you do. And thank you so much for hanging out with me and watching this video. Really do appreciate your time, and until next time, thank you. See you soon.